What? What? Why did I just like lose trail of thought? In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my June TBR.
You boys show up at my house at 8 o'clock.
I just want to warn you, Mr. Krabs, we're always fashionably late.
Hey besties, what is up? If you're new here, hi, I'm Jeannie, and if you're not, welcome back. This month, I am hoping to possibly, again, hopefully, read 8 books. I mean, that's not so bad considering that I used to add more, right? Maybe I might be learning. I don't know. Maybe. However, I'm going to be honest, there are some rollovers that are still sitting waiting for me to get to them. So, but we're not talking about that today cuz that doesn't matter, right? Cuz they're not part of this TBR. They're not part of this video. They're just hopelessly waiting for me. But anyways, let's dive into this TBR. All right, guys. So, let's just get this elephant out the room. Is that how that saying goes? Let's talk about the elephant in the room. I think that's how it goes, but whatever. We're just going to roll with it. This month, I am attempting, I am hoping, I am planning, I am going to read Empire of the Vampire by Mr. J. Kristoff. Yes, guys, Empire of the Vampire has made its way back onto my monthly TBR. And you know what? Again, don't judge me. Don't judge me. Because you know you did it before. You know that you done this before. All right? If not, you're not a real bookworm. All right? And that's it. But don't judge. Don't judge. Don't judge. Mind your business. That's it. All right. So basically, what is Empire of the Vampire about? I shouldn't even have to explain it again. But you know what? I will. All right, so in this one, we are following Gabriel, who happens to be the last Silver Saint, right? And the Silver Saint is part of like this holy order who defends the realm and churches and people, the world from the creatures of the night. Who's the creatures of the night? I mean, we should know what those are, right? Vampires. However, Gabriel ends up getting caught and he is kind of forced to tell his story. And that's basically what it is. And this is a story about betrayal, forbidden love, friendships, and the Holy Grail. So, yeah, that's Empire of the Vampire for you, and that's it in a nutshell. Okay, so another book that I'm planning on reading, which you already saw, so I might as well leave it up, is Invisible Girl by Lisa Jewell. Listen, you know I'm bad with names. So in this one, we are taking a journey with 3 different people who are sharing 3 different perspectives. Yes. All right. We're leaving that. So we are following Owen, who happens to be like the virgin. He's in his 30s and he happens to be a virgin. Yeah.
Are you a virgin?
Yeah, not since I was 10.
It all makes sense. You're a virgin.
He ends up getting suspended from his job because he is accused of stuff. And people in the neighborhood, they kind of find him weird. And we're also following Kate, who is part of a family that lives on the neighborhood, and she also finds that Owen is weird, especially when their daughter tells them that she saw him following her one day. And there's a lot of stuff going on within their household, so yeah, there seems to be some drama in that house, and I'm ready for that.
Don't be rude.
Are you kidding me?
I swear to God,
Stop.
don't be
What are you
throw the thing on
doing?
me. I'll hurt you. Don't do that.
But we're also following I was gonna say Safari. What? We're also following Sapphire. Actually, wait, let me backtrack that. So Kate is what is she again? a physiotherapist, and her husband is a child psychologist. All right, let me throw that out there. Now we can go back to Safari, right? So Sapphire was a patient of Rowan's, and after 3 years, he kind of like ends the therapy. He was like, "Girl, that's it. You good. I already helped you enough." And she really wasn't cool with that. She was like, "My dude, who said I was done? Who said I was okay?" Right? So eventually, in order for her to try to like keep that connection between her and him, she kind of gets stalkerish. You know, she starts following him around and doing all this weird stuff. And you kind of think like, why they think the 30-year-old virgin is weird, but what's up with that? And then Sapphire disappears, and that's basically the plot line of the story, trying to find out who did it. Was it the weirdo of the neighborhood? Was it Rowan? Was it the wife? Who could have done it? I guess I'll have to read it to find out. Okay, love. So the next book I am planning to read this month is Legendary by Stephanie Garber. Guys, in case, well, I can't even say in case I have the video up because I've been horrible with my wrap-ups lately. They haven't been up until like the end of the month.
Sorry I'm late, but I got here as soon as I wanted to.
I plan on not doing that this month. So anyways, last month I ended up reading Caraval. So you gotta figure I must have read Caraval first. And this one is the sequel to Caraval, and I can't really say much about it except that what can I say about it? It's about a story of Scarlett, Donatella, their sisters, and they set out to kind of go on this adventure to a place called Caraval. And the mastermind behind Caraval, his name is Legend. And all I can say is basically that this leads up to the events after Caraval. Obviously, right? It's the sequel, duh. But yeah, I can't really say much again. So I don't even know how to describe sequels. I don't even know why I add them sometimes to my TBRs. But I just want you to know that I'm continuing on with Caraval. And in my May wrap up, you will hear how I felt about Caraval. But obviously, spoiler alert, I'm still continuing, so that must be a good thing, right? I guess you'll have to watch that wrap up to find out. And hopefully I post it soon, before the month is up. That would be nice. I made myself some iced coffee, and I like to fancy it up by putting whipped cream in it, you know? Gotta bring the Starbucks to you. Bring the Starbucks to you. Somewhat. Another book I'm excited to read this month is Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. And this book is even more exciting because it's part of my Patreon book club. It is the book pick for June. This one happened to be chosen, and I am so excited for it because it is not only by a trans author, its own voices, Latinx community. What? So much diversity going on in here. So in this one, we are following Yadriel, who happens to come from a traditional family line, who is not really accepting of his gender because he is trans. And they are all part of this community of brujos and brujas, which in English would be witches, male witches and female witches. Or would that be considered a warlock, actually? I think so. But anyways, with him trying to prove to his family that he can be a brujo, he sets out to perform his own ritual and stuff with his cousin, and in the hopes of finding their missing uncle, I think, cousin, something like that. And with all of that, he ends up bringing another ghost, and that ghost happens to be Julian, who happens to be a bad boy, and he ends up finding out that he died as well, and Yadriel sets out to help him. Now the thing is, the more time that Yadriel spends with Julian, it's making him feel like he really doesn't want Julian to leave.
Please, please don't leave me.
And that's actually more of a problem than a good thing. So yeah, I'm excited for this, and I'm even more excited that I'm reading it with my patrons, with my darklings, put it that way, because I love using that term. And keeping up with the Pride Month celebration and flow, I am also reading Felix Ever After by Kaysen Callender. And guys, I'm excited for this because, I mean, look at this beautiful cover, first of all. Let's appreciate that. Let's love it. This one also follows a trans boy named Felix. And Felix is trying to find love. And he is very proud of his identity. However, he has so many, like, what is it called? Oh, marginalization going on, because not only is he Black, but he's queer and transgender. So that's a whole lot going on. And with all of that, he kind of feels like he might not find his happily ever after. There happens to be some idiot going around and basically sending him transphobic letters and nonsense. And what Felix ends up doing is like catfishing the person, yeah, for revenge. But the thing is, it lands him in this like quasi love triangle, and that's something that Felix wasn't expecting to happen. And as he navigates with these feelings that he's having, he ends up finding out something that's more important than a relationship, which is a self-discovery of himself. Right? That's how it goes. Oh, how he feels about himself. So another book that I'm planning to read this month that I am revisiting, I am actually revisiting these characters that I love so much, is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alir Sanz. All right, I could breathe now.
Tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air.
All right, guys. So I read this before, and this is my actual one of them. My love, my babies. I love this book so much. I love these characters, Aristotle and Dante, and they both have my heart. And I'm so excited to be back here again. So in this one, we are obviously following Aristotle and Dante, who happens to be these two boys. One has like I don't want to say a broken family, but a complicated family, okay? He can't really swim, and he's going through life with all these questions and feelings, while Dante is the type that he can articulate words, and he loves poetry and art, and you know, he's kind of like a philosopher in a sense. And eventually the two boys end up meeting, and they end up growing this amazing friendship, and their bond is very strong. They kind of like along the way help each other out, because they're two totally different people, and they both bring different aspects of life to the table. And with all of that, that kind of teaches them how to become men. And yes, guys, I am so excited for this book. If I'm excited about anything, it is for this book. This book brings me so much joy. I love it so much. Oh my goodness, these boys, I love them so much. And I'm so excited to be back here again. All right, I'm feeling emotional, so let me pause right here and go on to the next book. The next book I'm planning to read this month is Junkie by William S. Burroughs. And this one, you can kind of figure what it might be about, as, you know, since the title is called Junkie. They say it's like an autobiography of Mr. William Burroughs. However, he kind of fictionalizes it, and we follow his fictional character named Bill Lee. And we are following him as he takes these journeys in periods of time when he was using many substances, including heroin, cocaine, marijuana, and even more than that. I'm excited to read this one because I actually like reading books like this because it's just life, right? And yeah, junkie. Last but not least is Night Books by J.A. White. This is a middle grade book and I don't know too much about it. We are following Alex, who loves scary stories, and eventually I think he gets like brought into a different world where his stories kind of come to life, and then he has to kind of tell the stories to somebody in order to get out of that world, something like that. Yeah, that's basically what I know about Night Books, but I am excited to read this one because it just sounds great. Okay, loves, that is a wrap on this video. Let me know down below in the comments, how many books are you reading? What are you reading? Have you read any of these books? Let me know what you thought about them. As always, I appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. If you'd love to support my content even further, subscribe and like this video, and check out the description box where you can join my Patreon. And yeah, that is a wrap. If you made it to the end of this video, leave this emoji. I love you guys so much. Always remember to sprinkle a little love and kindness everywhere you go. And on to the next video. Love you. Bye.